Okay, folks, now this is a statement from Lonnie Love. Now, I'm not that familiar with Lonnie Love, but I do believe she's a talk show host on, uh, what is it? Not The View, but The Real. It's the one with Tamara, the chick from the Cheetah Girls, and a couple other women. Again, let me know if I'm wrong in the comments, but I do know Lonnie Love is some sort of like talk show host personality. But regardless, this is from Shadow and Act, because I was sent this on Instagram. Lonnie Love wants Tyler Perry to hire black writers and directors to avoid future 0% Rotten Tomato scores. And her tweet says, I love that Tyler is paying black actors now. I wish he would hire black writers and directors that have experience to help him with his movies. He can improve the movies and make them award worthy if he would stop trying to save money by doing the writing and directing himself. Now, to some extent, I do see what she's saying, but at the same time, Tyler has been vocal about how he doesn't really care about what the industry has to say and whatnot. And, he has a pulse on his audience and he knows what they want. And again, I see what she's saying. I do feel like if Tyler did have somebody there to kind of fine tune his stories, it would help. I'm not saying remove Tyler completely, but when you look at movies like Jazzman's Blues, which I do feel like is one of his best scripts in well over a decade, and I'm talking about from a movie perspective, not television, but movie perspective, it reminded me of his early stuff like, Diary, Family, mainly the Medea movies from way back when, and like Daddy's Little Girl to some extent. And I remember after learning how long it took for Tyler to make that film, I'm like, holy crap, like he's actually taking his time. He's going to different locations. It's not just simply, filmed at Tyler Perry Studios. And what's that movie, 688? It's July. When the heck is that movie coming out? That's another movie where he took his time with it. And I have hope, like, that movie is going to be great. But the thing is, I'm not, condemning the man, because on a lot of his shows, like Assisted Living, House of Pain, and recently Sisters, he's gotten writers and directors. Now, granted, he got writers and directors for Assisted Living and House of Pain a few years ago. And I think those shows, and I've said it a number of times on the channel, I think those shows increased in quality a lot once Tyler gave them away to other people, writers and directors who are black. It's just that the ratings, unfortunately, never truly recovered after their initial seasons on BET when Tyler did everything. Now, I could be wrong, but I still stand by the fact that those first seasons left such a bad taste in everyone's mouth that they never came back to watch the show. That's just my opinion. But when you look at what Tyler has now with the writer's room for Sisters, and I'm like, look, that's his number one show. And he handed it over to focus on films. And these black writers and directors have not been doing a great job according to the majority of the fan base, and the ratings suffered because of it. So I'm nervous about him doing the same thing for his movies. But I will say, if he just sat, to me, it's usually those dang third acts of these movies that kill me every time, where I'm like, a movie has promise, the characters are semi-compelling. Yeah, it's a bit drags on in some places, but if he actually has somebody kind of put that polish on the finished product, this movie could be a banger, but it's not. And then again, at the end of the day, and I could be wrong, but being a billionaire and being in a position where he can help people, I think that Tyler is doing a lot. And I'm never going to take that away from him, no matter how many movies or shows he puts out that I might not be the biggest fan of when I do my reviews and whatnot. It's always the fact that the actors all say the same. Great pay, great experience, love the people I get to work with. And that's what really counts. I don't think Tyler is gunning for an Oscar or something on his trophy case or whatnot. Because, again, he's a billionaire. He has nothing to prove. It's just that as a longtime fan, I feel like we can all agree that we know he is capable of better. But when you get to a certain level, it's like, I don't really need to, go all out in the script, because I know this movie is going to go number one. And I just feel like this tweet from Lonnie Love, it's more so about it's more so about hiring people to up the quality as opposed to, well, you're not doing enough. Yeah, you're paying these black actors, but you need to hire more black directors. No, no, no. I'm glad that's not what she's saying. It's just a matter of, to avoid future Rotten Tomato scores of 0%, here's what you ought to do. But to be honest, it doesn't matter what the critics say because the movies still go number one. But I remember saying this like way back during like A Fall from Grace. It's great that you have these black actors getting roles or being leads in movies and whatnot that Hollywood never gave them a chance to do, and you pay them what they're worth. But is this particular film or project a stain on their resume? Because the thing is, it's kind of weird. It's kind of crazy though how like a Corey or a Meagan Good or a Crystal Fox or whoever, they can be in a multi-million-dollar project, and we see their acting chops very well, expressed in the project they're in. That takes, several months to film, and it's a hit, but they're not paid as much versus a Tyler Perry film or a project where they work like a couple of weeks at most, but their acting chops might not always come across in the best way because of rush production. However, they get more paid than they've ever gotten before. So it's kind of weird when you think about it, but hey, it is what it is. So to some extent, I somewhat agree with Lonnie in terms of what she's saying, in terms of making the films look a bit better with different people behind the camera. But I do think that if nothing else, he should at least get a couple of people to help fine tune the scripts. Because like I said, the third act is where most of his movies suffer, in my opinion. But regardless, it doesn't matter. Dude has been making bank. He has a B. I mean, it's kind of funny because, hey, he's the billionaire and we're not. So there's that. We're the ones who helped him get to this level with our support. But at the end of the day, let me know what you think. I honestly don't believe Tyler cares about the awards, but it would be interesting if, aside from paying these actors what they're worth, he also makes sure that he has the right team behind him to create projects that are award winning. You know what I mean? But hey, that's all I got. Imagine if somebody who was never really given a fair shot or fair pay in a Hollywood project got an Academy Award from a Tyler Perry project where they were paid well. That would be insane. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Oh, also, make sure you subscribe. We are about 18,000 people away from 300,000 subscribers.